level of hate. We're largely unaware of it. Okay.
So, as we're at this tournament
Yes,
in
sir.
Baltimore, Hunt Valley, Maryland.
Yep.
Brother Sharif Anael Bey,
Yes, sir.
Brother Sharif Bey here, and I just have a few questions.
Yes, sir.
The first thing is I'm gonna play the critic's role.
Gotcha.
What does this have to do with Moorish Science?
Okay. Wow. All right. That's a vast question, because first we got to give a definition, an adequate definition of Moorish Science, right? So we say that Moorish Science, and I love this definition. Moorish Science, right, is a body of knowledge based upon identification that tends to separate the descendants of slaves from the institution of slavery. Let me repeat it again. Moorish Science is a body of knowledge based on information that tends to separate the descendants of slaves from the institution of slavery. Okay, so what do we have in 2016? I mean, just cut right to the chase. We have Asiatics that can get good jobs, decent jobs, that can somewhat assimilate into society, right? But then there's that nameless, tasteless, faceless thing that is a glass ceiling, and we all know it, and especially in recent events, right? Things have become a lot more overt across the country as it relates to relations with our people in American society, right? A large part of it has to do with our worldview, or our view of ourselves, and hence from ourselves the world. You see what I'm saying? It has to do with our miseducation as it pertains to self-knowledge. You know what I mean? So when and without even getting preachy or without even going into the doctrine, the bottom line is, if we change our self-perspective, our view of the world changes, and the view of the world of us changes. You see what I'm saying? The way the world views us changes. We change ourselves first. You get it? So we start with proper identification. That's why I said it's a body of knowledge based on identification. Everything starts with you. You know, with you. When you got, I've used this analogy before, when you got a brother, like a Puerto Rican brother, he goes to jail. Day one, as soon as he's processed in, his people surround him, embrace him, and are like, listen, we got you. Whatever you need, you come to us. We got you. Stay away from them, stay away from them, stay away from them. We got you. They embrace him. Why is the question? Why? Because we know there's a lot of people out there. You know, Puerto Ricans are very proud of their heritage. So when a Puerto Rican looks at himself in the mirror every morning, he's not just looking at him, he's looking at the Boricua heritage. It makes him so proud. He wants to slam dance, he's so proud. You know what I'm saying? So when he sees himself, he loves himself. So when he sees his fellow man, he sees himself. It's love on its face. It's love on sight. That's why that happens. Now look at one of our people. Black people, African Americans. Go to jail, we're like a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Amongst our own. Because our own are looking at you like this. You got who that status. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you get processed in, you're like, man, I got my back to the wall. Like, who can I click up with? Because even my own looking at me crazy. Why? Because the identification that we carry and that we've accepted causes us to hate ourselves with such a deep level of hate. We're largely unaware of it. Because we're largely unaware of our own self-hate, we don't think about the sickness it is we see our brother man and we give him the who that status and we look at him crazy. reason why we do that is we're projecting our own self-image. We look at ourselves in the mirror, we hate ourselves. So when we look, why? No proper identity that fits with society, no purpose or direction. Lost. And then when you see your brother, what is he? He's in the way. He's not an ally. He's in the way, and that's the Negro problem. The Negro can't see past his own nose.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
What gives you the courage and the fortitude to be right here amongst multicultural people right now in Hunt Valley and able to stand on Moorish Science or your foundation as what you understand?
Because true diversity has to have a starting point. True diversity, true, if you want to call it social integration, I'd say diversity, true multiculturalism has to start with an identifying point. Everybody that wants to engage in multiculturalism and diversity has to first do what? State who they are, right? How did Jay-Z say it? From the foe, state your biz. I gotta know who you are. Who are you? Where do you come from? What history and heritage do you have? What do you bring to the table? It's only then that you can have true social equality. You see what I'm saying? So going back to the question, I know. I'm a Moorish American. I have a national identity with a cultural heritage that is not just my own and unique, but in the grand scheme of things in Western society. My forefathers founded Western society. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just like, okay, let's take martial arts. And this is one of the ways it relates. My instructor, martial arts really is wartime. Wartime arts. The purpose of war is to end conflict. The purpose of war is to end. Warfare is not competitive. There are no cheerleaders on the sideline. You see what I'm saying? Warfare is not competitive. You're not there to fight. You're there to end the fight. Right? So that being said, right? With warfare, you see, you need, like I said, we're there to end the fight, right? We're there to end the conflict. When you have conflict escalation, it's because people feel powerless. Understand? So in my martial arts school, one of my classmates had a beef with another classmate. Like they were beefing. There was issues. My instructor, let me show you how we handle it. He pulled one aside. He said, stay after class. I'm going to show you a special technique. Showed him a special technique. It wasn't really special, but he thought it was special. 2 days later, grabbed the other student and said, stay after class, I got to show you something. Showed him a special technique. Beef was ended. Why? Because each one felt empowered with something, so they had no need to escalate conflict on the other. Get it?
Yes.
That's what it is, brother, man. I don't have to look at, because I know who I am, and when you have a cultural heritage, it's like I'm on my block, and my whole fam is behind me, and the hood is behind me. Even when I'm by myself and they're in the house, it can't happen to me on the block.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. It can't happen.
I asked the question because we spent here all day today.
Yes,
We've
sir.
been here all day today.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, I'm waving the flag, brother. I'm planting it in the sand.
Yes, sir.
People pat you on the back.
Yes,
I mean, from every cultural end in this building.
Yes, sir.
And young Moorish Americans, or those who believe in something that appears to be different, need to learn how to walk in what they believe and have faith in, and still be a man or a woman at the end of the day. So I'm asking the question, how do you do it? I mean, I do it also. Exactly. But how do you do it?
What it does is that knowledge puts you on an equal footing with everybody else. And guess what else it does? For us, you begin to realize, you know, that the whole thing of you don't realize what you had or what you lacked. When you get this knowledge, you realize that prior to this point, you didn't know who you were or where your place was in the world. So you took the world as an adversary, the world as an adversary. So what do? You stay in the hood because you just know the hood. And as bad as the hood is, that's what you know, so that's where you stay. You see what I'm saying? Get a job, be a productive member of society? Nah, that's a foreign, that's a different planet. Those are aliens. That's not my life. You get it? You become dropout culture. You just stay in the hood. Now the hood is good. Because the drugs and all the negative stuff that's there, you're in a concentration camp with no walls. Socially, politically, economically. You see what I'm saying? So, but with this knowledge, real knowledge itself, with this knowledge itself, I can stand up and go anywhere. And some schools of thought to say what? Traveling foreign lands and earn a master's wages. You see what I'm saying? I can go anywhere and be recognized and respected as everybody else, as part of the human family. For the first time since we lost our national identity. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's little words. These very same people, they watch my martial arts videos and everything. And they see, if they're watching YouTube and they see my martial arts videos, you know they see the videos I do for the Moorish Science Temple.
Absolutely.
They see them. A couple of them have said it. You see what I'm saying? They have to respect. They have to respect because it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, there's only one way to tell the truth, man. And so you know, so how it relates to martial arts and the martial arts community. Here we go. The human family is a human family. Prophet Drew Ali taught us that there's only one race, and that's the human race. There's subdivisions, but there's only one race. That's the human race. Bruce Lee said it this way in terms of martial arts. There's no such thing as different styles of fighting. Only different styles of training. Only different outlooks on fighting. Why? It's the same human being with 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head doing the fighting. And when they invent a human being with 3 arms and 4 legs, then he'll have a different style. Until then, there ain't no such thing. You see what I'm saying? There ain't no such thing. You know?
we not gonna give y'all too much because we gonna add this on Moorish World TV.
Yes.
But what I'm doing is I'm documenting my brother travels in Hunt Valley, Maryland, coming all the way from Syracuse. He has 2 fighters. One fighter has already beat his first fight. He's going in for a second fight. My brother was in the corner with the brother. And I say brother in such a way that he's on the same keel as my brother is. He's fighting for the team out of Syracuse. And he's fighting and he's winning. So if you want to catch it, you can catch it on Moorish World. I'm going to ask my brother a few more questions, and we're going to finish the interview on Moorish World. I'm going to turn it around. Hold on one moment.
Good work, good work. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So anyway, back to this. How is it? What method do we take to build the confidence of our people to be able to say, I am A, and I'm going to demonstrate A at all times. Even in the process of trying to put off the negative connotations that we have carried with us for so long. How do we demonstrate that A? Okay, case in point. How do we demonstrate the Moorish character or the Islamic character or the Christian character, whatever it is, and shake off the old stuff and still feel comfortable and going that way?
Wow, that's big. I mean,
because all of us had to do it at some point.
Yes, sir. And we're still working at it. See, Prophet Noble Drew Ali said, you know, he needs strong men and women who think their condition can be better.
It's okay, my friend. So,
put that in there.
There you go. There you go.
So this is one of the guys here that's organizing and assisting in the fights.
Yes, sir.
All are working together to make this it's an international competition, right?
Absolutely. It's
to make it a success. It's people from all over the country.
Brazil is here. The UK is here. You know.
Who's here?
Brazil is here, the UK is here, teams from across the country are here. Like there's whole teams of like 30 or 40 from the West Coast that flew in. Yeah, this is big. We got people from China. Matter of fact, Jiaowing Dunk School, they do our style. It's a different lineage. Some of those guys are here from China, from Hong Kong. So yeah, this is big.
So real quick before the crowds come, how do we begin to shake off the old you and bring in the new you without saying, I got to stop one to start the other?
There you go. You know, it's the whole results-based thing. You know, we have to first believe that our condition can be better. Prophet said, learn of our higher self and our lower self, right? Our problem is that we've fallen in love with the lower self to the point where we believe it's our higher self. Right. You know, we think along all the crazy and deplorable and negative things that happen with us, it's like PTSD. It's normal for me when a car goes by and the window's halfway cracked, for me to be on my guard and be ready to run. That's not normal. You see what I'm saying? It's normal for me to see my brother and look like, okay, he might have something, he might do something to me, this and the third, and be more comfortable around Europeans than our own brother, our own countrymen. That's not normal. We think that's normal. It's normal for me to accept and be proud of a woman being the head of household in a single household, in a single parent household. That's a state of emergency in anybody's community. Right. You see what I'm saying? But we take that as normal. We have to first accept that that's not normal and that things can be better. When you accept, or when you're willing to accept the possibility, even if you don't fully believe, if you're willing to accept the possibility that it can be better, then some of your stream of thought is now looking for the way out. You know what I mean? We have to start that first. That's where it really has to start. Like, we gotta actually believe that we deserve good. That we don't deserve, you know, dusty, outdated products in a corner store. You know what I'm saying? Where I can get guns quicker than I can get fresh fruit.
Right.
We don't deserve that.
Exactly.
We don't deserve that. You see what I'm saying? And it's not just a matter of having somebody that looks like us behind the counter. No. We need better service, better quality product with one of us giving that service and that quality. You see what I'm saying?
Let me close and ask you the last question. Because the good fellow man came and played with you.
Yes, sir.
And you know somebody going to say something about
Absolutely.
that. You know what I mean? The good fellow man came and played with you.
Absolutely.
You know, how do you handle the criticism that may come with you just being a part of the families of nations and enjoying your day?
Let me show you how we deal with that. How are you, sir?
How are you?
I'm good.
Sharif Bey, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Great to see you.
Oh, likewise.
I always see you on Facebook.
Oh, well, thank you.
He watches him on Facebook. You see
Are
that?
we live? No, why?
Yes.
Are we live? We are live, my friend.
His family, right? We order our uniforms from them out in San Francisco.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you
That one's easy.
How do you touch the critics?
The people that would criticize are only projecting. They're only projecting their inability or fear of interacting with the rest of the world because they feel like they're not coming with anything equal.
Right.
Going right back to the identity thing. So it's like, oh, you and Uncle Tom. Oh, why? Because you're stuck in the hood?
Yeah.
You can't travel?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, you think I'm being a step and fetch it? No, that man sees me as an equal and in some cases superior.
Whew.
That's just what it is.
And I witness it. There you go. That's my brother. I hope y'all get something. Go back and rewind this. Take a look at it. We're about to take a break right now. You can catch the full video up on Moorish World. Thank you. I see you, Marcus Kid Bey, my cousin Marcy, Love Scribe. I see y'all on here, Marshall Colbert and Ty. Man, thank y'all for tuning in. This is my big brother, Sharif Anael Bey. He's the Moorish scholar. That's him. And also the seafood that chopped bricks in half.
And but more importantly, I'm your brother.
That's
you know what I'm saying? That's more important.
That's right.
Likewise. How'd you do?
Pretty good.
Nice.
That's what it
My
looks
main
like.
stuff, 45 and onwards tomorrow. So,
Beautiful.
good to see you.
Likewise.